Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. Show you what I do on my spare time, not that I have any. Researching bills. So we're going to talk real quick about these bills. We're going to Virginia today for this update, and I'm going to tell you about two sets of bills. One that made it through the House, complete floor vote, approved these bills, and they're now going to the Senate. And then if the Senate would pass them, then they could become law quick. And then we'll talk about what the Senate Judiciary Committee will be voting on this coming Monday, the 3rd of February, to try to get them to a full floor vote in the Senate. All right? So follow along if you would, and I'll tell you how you can help stop the bills in the Senate this coming Monday if you live in the Virginia, in the Richmond area. Chances are people don't go to these because they have jobs. You know, a lot of gun owners work for a living. But from what I have gotten from the VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League, the turnout has been kind of low at these committee meetings, which makes it that much easier for these clowns to vote and pass this unconstitutional bullshit. So let's go to what happened Thursday. These bills were all passed by a floor vote in the House and are now on the way to the Senate. HB 2 universal background checks. HB 9, well, the universal background check, if you're not familiar with it, would basically remove person-to-person sales in gun shows because you would have to have background checks at every one of those transactions. HB 9 would force people to report a lost or stolen firearm within 24 hours. Sounds good on the cover of that. However, there's a lot of gray area on when that 24 hours actually starts. Is it when it's actually lost or stolen, or when the owner, discovers that? So it's a lot of gray area. HB 421 would destroy and basically eviscerate the preemption laws in Virginia. This would allow localities, cities, towns, counties to institute their own gun control. Like they could be a town red flag or a countywide gun ban, stuff like that. Very, very dangerous. HB 1083, it would be a felony to leave a firearm unattended where somebody who's under 18 could possibly gain access to it. So if there are a lot of instances across the country, not maybe a lot, but more than one is enough to prove where somebody who was under 18 used a firearm to defend family members. This would make that impossible. HB 674, red flag. The red flag, the Extreme Risk Protection Order, has made it through the House and is now going to the Senate. HB 812, one handgun a month, has also passed the House, going to the Senate. So I will keep you up to date with all of that as it makes it through the Senate. It's going to be assigned to a committee, and then it will get a vote there and then make it to the floor. If you want to keep track, you can help yourself and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is where you're going to find probably the only guy on YouTube who does this for fun, researching bills to find out what these clowns are doing next to infringe on our constitutionally guaranteed inalienable right. So if you support me doing this, it would be great. You can do that by subscribing to the channel. Hit that thumbs up so that more people see it. Smash that bell icon so they tell you when I put out new videos, and spread this to your friends. Now let's go to the new group here. This is all in the Senate Judiciary Committee. It is going to be heard this coming Monday, the 3rd of February at 8 a.m. If you can make it, please do. This is how you take part in this process of a bill making its way to become a law. And the less gun owners that show up, the easier it is for these Bloomberg bought and paid for cronies to force through Mike Bloom, as he says it, Bloomberg, to force his wishes through onto you, the law-abiding citizens of Virginia. So these are the bills that they'll be talking about Monday. It's if you can go, it's Room A of the Pocahontas Building. Okay, Senate Room A. So the first one is SB 13. This would prohibit firearms in the Capitol Square, in the buildings, and the grounds. This would basically eliminate the VCDL lobby day that they've been doing for however long they've been doing it, because you couldn't have a gun on the property. SB 14 is a trigger activator bill. Make that illegal. That's your bump stocks and stuff like that. SB 15 would prohibit firearms and other weapons in buildings that were either owned or leased by the Commonwealth of Virginia, regardless of how long they owned or leased it. SB 64 would prohibit, this bill is specifically looking to kill the VCDL rallies, as well as any gun owner rally where people carry a firearm. This would make it illegal for one or more people, basically anybody, to intimidate somebody, anybody, this is the snowflake bill I call it, by parading, marching, or drilling while carrying a firearm. This destroys free speech, this destroys the right to assemble, this destroys the right to keep and bear arms, all because of snowflakes. It's really looking to get rid of what happened January 20th, make no mistake. SB 67 would again report the lost or stolen within 24 hours. That gray area is when that 24 hours starts and who decides. SB 71 would treat daycares and religious preschools as K through 12 schools, the gun-free zone stuff. SB 353 has to do with outdoor ranges. They can't be more than or less than 500 yards from a zoned residential area unless there's all kinds of hoops they have to jump through with the Department of Energy, and the fines are just ridiculous. They're massive. SB 434, this is a voluntary do not sell list. So somebody could put their name on this list and basically give away their Second Amendment right forever. There's a possibility they can take their name off that list, but there's nothing to stop somebody from putting you on that list, and that's the dangerous of this. Somebody could put you on there erroneously, and then that would only be a misdemeanor. So there wouldn't even be serious if somebody put your name on there. And then how would you find out when you went to go buy a gun? And then how do you get your name off there? SB 490 would take away people's gun rights, their Second Amendment, forever on misdemeanor convictions. And SB 543 is private sale background checks. You would have to have a background check for a private sale of a firearm. Not as bad as the universal background check, but totally uncalled for. The Virginia State Police doesn't have the time or resources to do this. They're not set up to do this, so therefore they will not do it. So ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on. If you can make it to the Capitol on Monday in Virginia, do that. They need more people to show up to actually fight these bills. Otherwise, Bloomberg wins. And don't forget, tomorrow is the Super Bowl, so you're going to see his $10 million anti-gun ad. It's ridiculous. You've probably seen it. I've gotten a ton of emails about it. It's horrible. It preys on people and uses race, ethnicity, and basically being gullible to dupe people into thinking that our Second Amendment is a bad thing. And just remember, a couple of years ago, the Super Bowl, the NFL, wouldn't let Daniel Defense air a pro-gun ad, but they're taking $10 million from Bloomberg to tell everybody that guns are bad. That's what we're dealing with in the country nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. If you like all the news as fast as it happens from a clown who does this on his free time, please subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, hit that bell icon, and spread this with your friends, because the more people that we have in the group, in the know, the better off we are. Till we see each other again, I am Jared, your humble host of Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.